Boys and girls, today's story is The Most Magnificent Thing by Ashley Spires. And we may have read this story before, but it's one of my favorites. And I love to read some stories over and over again. This one has a really good message, and I want you to really listen and see if you can't figure out what the author is trying to teach us here. Because a lot of times when we have books, the author is trying to teach us a little lesson, and sometimes not so much, but definitely some stories have a message behind them, and this one definitely does, and it has to do with being a comeback kid. That's just a little hint. The Most Magnificent Thing. The Most Magnificent Thing, written and illustrated by Ashley Spires. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things. He unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She's going to make the most magnificent thing. I wonder what she's going to make. Something that's going to be extremely incredible, I guess. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant, and we should have guessed it was her loyal companion, the puppy. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. Hardly looks like she was out of the way, but she's getting to work all right. So she's made her plans. She's written everything down. She's starting, and she's going to work really hard to get this magnificent thing, whatever it's going to be, built. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she's finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of, sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. Uh-oh, didn't quite work out the way she had hoped. But I think she's going to try again. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she's finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. Oh, but she's not looking happy. Check her out. She does not look happy at all. It didn't work again. After all that working and planning, it still is not working. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. And she's just trying to figure it out. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. So she is just trying her hardest to do and make the most magnificent thing. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds an antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese. Yuck. But none of them are magnificent. Oh, man, that sure is a lot of work. that she's put into this. I mean, how long do you think that took, making all those different things to try to make the one magnificent thing? Would you do that? Would you do it over and over and over again? Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. And you can see the black cloud over her head and look at the expression on her face. She is not happy. Even her puppy is not happy. Oh, she is incredibly upset. What do you think she's going to do? Do you think she's just going to throw in the towel and give up? Let's see. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. Grrr! Look at the mad cloud is getting bigger. If only the thing would just work. Oh, now she's really mad. What do you think she'll do? Do you think she's just going to give up now? Crunch! Oh, she just slammed her finger. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. Well, you know, sometimes we get frustrated and sometimes we have an upset and we might blow our gasket, right? It's normal as long as we don't take it out on other people. Sometimes you just have to get rid of all those frustrated feelings. She's definitely in the red zone, guys. Hopefully she'll calm down and go back to yellow and then green. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. Do you think that's a good idea, guys? She's ready to give up. She's ready to throw in the towel. And her little friend comes along and says, "Hey, girlie, let's go for a walk." I think we do that in the class sometimes, huh? Where we just have to calm down and maybe go for a little walk or do a little yoga or just take some deep breaths. It's not much help at first. Oh, look at her. She looks so sad. Then he meets a friend and he plays with the friend. But before long, she sees some balloons. She starts to feel different. Oh, and she goes buy something to eat. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. And see, it always works. You go for a little walk, you do some breathing, you can calm down, and then your thoughts are your thoughts again, and you can probably try again. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel-to-seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. So now that she's calmed down and she's gotten rid of her frustration and her upset, her mind is clear to think. She's all in the green zone and she's going, I can do this. You just have to change your mind. You have to calm down. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. Oh, this person says, "This is the perfect thing to ward off bears." This one says, "This will stop that leak." And this one says, "This one's all wet." The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. And so here's what she was trying to make. She was trying to make a little cart for her pup to go in when she uses her scooter. But boys and girls, think about it. What lesson did you learn from this? Something that we've been doing in class for a long, long time, right? And that is, first of all, we never give up. When it gets tough, the tough get going, and we're comeback kids. But sometimes when you have to keep going and you have to persevere, it can be frustrating, right? And so sometimes those frustrating feelings are okay to have, but we have to figure out how we can get rid of them. And obviously we can't let it out on other people. We can't get mad at others. And so what we can do sometimes is just walk away for a while, whether that is like her taking a walk or, breathing, doing yoga like we have done. Just anything to kind of take your mind off the upset and kind of let your brain work through it. And then you can come back and you're as good as new and you can think clearer because all the mad has gone and you can actually create what you want to create. And that goes with anything that you do in life. It goes with learning how to read, learning how to write, anything at all. Some of the jobs your parents do, they had to do the same thing. And so I guess the lesson is never give up, even if you get upset, and then just use your good calming skills to get back on that horse and do what you got to do. Hope you enjoyed the story. Until the next time, bye-bye.